Hey, greetings and welcome to this episode of Geek Speak. This is number 2727. Yeah, it's going to be a kind of a short, sporadic one. I was going to originally record a episode, and the funny thing about being a professional in a professional field is there are times where life just gets very busy, and you have, I would say, little control over some of the components that you have because you have things that have to get done, right? Like there's an expectation, unwritten expectation that you will be available to do things. And certain jobs are better than others. And by no means am I saying that my job requires me to, for lack of a better word, drop everything at the drop of a hat. They're pretty good actually, as far as, a work-life balance, I think is the terminology. But at the same time, if you have an outage and you're the SME, the subject matter expert in the area, you gotta fix the thing. You gotta take care of it. And this week's very for a lot of different reasons. So yeah, this is gonna be a shorter episode. It's gonna be a solo cast. I missed my opportunity to try to get something together with the other colleague that I would typically have on with me. But I think it's okay that we're doing this solo because that's the whole point, right? Consistency, trying to make sure that we have something out. Even though this may not be as long as I had hoped, right? It's probably not going to be an hour long because honestly, I'm already behind the schedule, and it is, I believe, a Wednesday or a Thursday. This will probably be recorded one of those 2 days. I actually don't even know what day of the week it is, actually. I have to go look. It is a Thursday. Holy moly. Which means later tonight, I have a scheduled recording so that I can work with basically getting something out for next week. Yeah, it's been a very busy week, but it's been so fun too. Like there's a lot of cool things that I've been working on. Really not flesh and blood related or TCG related, but there's a lot of interesting things happening in the ecosystem, and I want to make some grander. I guess I'll call them whiteboard videos. I actually I donated my whiteboard to the wife. She's actually using that right now to track her orders because she's selling these dice sets and dice kits. So one of the things I talked about on 2 podcasts prior. Was that she was making these dice, and we actually did a secret giveaway, and that giveaway has now been completed, and it will be it's right in my hand right here. Let's see, ASMR, a little bit of dice action. We'll get that shipped out. I have his address, so hopefully, I don't know if it'll get there before Christmas, so I can't control the shipping world. I mean, that kind of stinks. I wish I could get it there before Christmas, but either way, I will get it over there as quickly as possible, so thanks for that. And so the whiteboard I was going to use for my little kind of cool videos, I actually need to go find another one. I don't know how much whiteboards really cost. I know there's a white paint you can get that'll paint on a wall, but I don't really have wall space. It's a premium in this location. But I do want to do some whiteboard videos because I know you can do the doodle draws, like where you have this like Wacom tablet style of thing. I think that's what it's referred to, where you can like tablet and draw. But maybe I could use the tablet and do whiteboarding on a tablet where I green screen my head in the bottom corner. Maybe that's a more efficient path to doing this. It's a technology, right? It's something I have to learn how to do, which is core to the fundamental of growing as an individual. And that's something that a lot of people, even myself, I find at times, I find myself, I don't use the word being complacent, but like I'm so good at the technology that I've already learned that I have to make sure that I kind of go out on a limb and ask myself, can I learn something different? Can I stretch my brain or try a project or look at something from a different capacity? And that's where the making has really kind of kicked back into my drive. Now, as I am on the eve of my, cat's passing a year ago, I have a lot going through my mind, which is another reason this week has been a little bit rough for me. Is I didn't expect to have kind of a relapse of like just a me being in a mental bad spot, but it does kind of come and go. And the hardest part of content creation is the one advice I give to anybody trying to do content creation. You just have to start. And it sounds like such a simple thing to do until I'm sitting there the other night and I had a choice. I could record a podcast, which is what I'm doing right now, or I could play a video game for the first time in probably a month. And I chose the relax, get my brain to unwind And whether that was a good choice, I don't know. But it felt like the right choice at that time. And that's where life gets kind of interesting, because the choices you make, dictate a lot, right? Well, I'll real talk. I'll talk about subscribers, right? I'm in the mid 500s, give or take, almost 550, 560, 580. I don't actually remember. My dogs are going wild outside, so you'll probably hear them. I apologize. I have lost more subscribers in the last 90 days, according to YouTube analytics, than I've gained, which is weird to me. Not by a lot, not by a huge margin, but like that number going down also makes it hard to like, it's something that your brain latches onto. You want to see positivity, and positivity is something that, is it's ingrained in the self, like, I don't know, there's like a psychological term for it. I'm not a psychologist. I could probably ask my sister. She's a licensed therapist. She's pretty good at this stuff. But like there's a term for like positive reinforcement. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It's positive reinforcement, right? When you do something, you do it with the general expectation of you're doing it because you love it. But when other people also love it, that positive reinforcement makes you feel that much better about it and gets you that much more hyped to continue to do the thing. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing time and time again and expecting a different result. So, you got to have a balance. Maybe a work-life balance, back to that work-life thing, but, a fun and other balance, right? I know that right now, the wife is spending quite a bit of time on her business, on her small business, making these dice, designing stuff, trying to develop new techniques, molding. And while a lot of that is very useful for the business, we have to also... Hi, Fizzy. Hi, my cat is trying to say hi. This is my very vocal cat. Yeah. Hi, Fizzy. You're live. You're live as I'm recording this, walking around the living room in circles, because I need to get a little bit more exercise, because I got to be healthy. So, she's spending a lot of time working on creating her contraptions, her dice, and her other resin cast items. And it's exciting to see that grow, because even though my success in my first business endeavor in 2015, 2016, 2017 was mildly successful, but it was not like super successful, she similarly, started during the pandemic. Well, I guess similarly, not in the respect of we started the pandemic. I started way before that, but she started a hobby, turned into more of a business, and now she's still doing the thing she's passionate about, but she's finding a way to also benefit from continuing to enjoy the hobby she's doing, helping other people be happy, bringing that joy to them, but also creating, items that are liked, loved, and shared. Likewise, my dad, who's retiring soon, I don't know if he'll ever listen to this, so he may not, but if he ever does, awesome. It's exciting to see some of these things, because he's kind of like, I guess in my family, we're all makers in some degree, but like he got into, it had to have been a couple years ago. He bought a lathe. It was a metal lathe, and it was a barn find. I think it's called an Atlas. One of these days, we'll have some videos on my other channel where we're going to be working on that. But he got into pin making. And I really saw that as a very, I would say, anti-technology, right? Like, I work in tech all day. I want to find a way to not deal with tech. And this whole woodworking, kind of coming back to the most basic thing, where it's still technology, right? There's still electronics involved with the mill or the lathe, but there's like a different feel, because you're doing the thing with your hand. You're crafting that item and bringing it into existence, similar to where Beth is making the dice with her hands, crafting and bringing it into existence for people to see and hold and use. And I like these functional things. These functional items mean so much more to me than they do to other items I've done in the past. Because I've 3D printed a lot of stuff. 3D printed dice towers. Those are kind of fun. I've laser cut dice towers. Those are kind of fun. But now, looking at a day-to-day thing, what do I use more as I go forward? I use more pins. I use more counters and dice. I can't resin create or 3D print a calculator. I mean, I probably could if there's electronics kits for it, right? Like there's there's some crazy stuff out there. But looking at these variety of items that we are all working around, everybody has things they enjoy. And what I've discovered is the joy of creating these pens, especially with the connection where I get to, hang out with my dad and get to listen to his experience. And now I've created one or two of these on my own, it's just interesting. Don't really know what the, next step would be other than find more unique ways to do the variety of things you want to do. Yeah, I mean, that's where my brain's at. It's a lot of stuff, right? Tonight, I'm excited. I'm not going to talk about any of it on here. This will come out hopefully today. The next one will come out, it'll be Monday. So that would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, night 20, like right before Christmas. So first and foremost, because the next one will come out before Christmas, I will say my Christmas/holiday thanks for folks in there. But for this that's coming out on this week, you be safe, drive safe, do all those things that most people typically try to do. But people during the holidays get pretty excited, and if it's anything like Indianapolis, man, they people are Indy 500 around that 465. So you gotta watch out for the dum-dums out there, because they're doing some weird stuff when they start going like 90 mile an hour on 465. But I digress. So things that I'm going to work on, right? Like this will kind of be my self-inflection point for the 2025 going forward. I did manage to do pretty good with content creation this year, right? About halfway through the year, closer to that, right before Gen Con, where I started the podcast style of idea. I think I'm going to continue doing that. I do like the once a week cadence. I think that's, a good fit for where I'm at currently. And I will still be doing other more edited videos, which I had done in the past. I have the Jarl deck located on my shelf over here that I would stare at, but this is not going to have video. It's just audio today. And I'm not going to do the whole 8-hour render thing. Learned my lesson there. So this will be a video I'm going to create. I have a video. I have so many video ideas. That's the thing, right? There's literally so many video ideas and not enough time. Because, well, somebody else might also, and that's another fun thing, right? Is you kind of, you got a video, you start writing, and then you see somebody else do it. You just got to keep going. And it's weird because sometimes people are like, hey, you made a video and it's the exact same kind of concept that I'm doing. Well, yeah, because in the ecosystem of things, there's only so much people can talk about without kind of talking about the same thing. I mean, every video is going to, contain variety factors, but at the same token, the way I subsequently approach a topic and the way person B subsequently approaches the topic will have differences, minor differences, life experiences, things baked into it that are a variety of different reasons. And so, well, I am going to obviously cut this one a little bit short. My little doggo that is now in my hands here. Hi, what are you doing? You are you must be cold. You went outside, didn't you? He went outside to go, and he is a little small Morkie, and he needs the extra heats because he does not do good when the outside. So, back to the things I need to do. I will continue to do my stuff. I will obviously keep a ear to the ground on what is going on in the flesh and blood world. I do want to start talking about some other TCG-related stuff. There is some odd long-term things in the pipeline that had honestly been kind of a popcorn thing over the last couple of years, where I've started, looked into it real hardcore, gave up, stopped, paused, moved on. A lot of it's because it would take a significant financial undertaking to pursue those. But it sounds like there may be an opportunity within the next calendar year, barring anything ridiculous happening. I don't know if that's actually the case, but if something does go down the path that I think it might be going down, which is this gentleman says he's done and moves on, there may be an opportunity to transfer slash purchase the husk slash something of what exists today and then morph it into something that I think would be a little bit more profitable or sustainable long term. But that is a conversation for a whole another day. And at this point, yeah, I think what I will do is go ahead and sign off. And this is a very short but fun episode, which is the numero 27. So thank you for tuning in. And for those that have listened to this point, I really appreciate it. Again, I will continue to strive to create content and do the thing. And obviously, I need to play more. So tonight, a little sneak peek of what's going on for next week. We will be actually playing a game. I don't know exactly if we're using Talishar or some other means at this point, but we're definitely going to enjoy some nice, fantastic action while we just talk about all things and play great games. So, all right. Until next time, may your games be fun and your friendships grow. Cheers. Peace.